There was no conversation. I asked you how you was. I didn't ask how your penis was. And then he's just sent me another one today at 10 AM, an hour ago.
That, to me, that's like, what? I didn't know mothers get jealous of their daughters' bodies. Are you serious?
Only for 2 or 3 months to go by and you find out you were dating their representative.
Is it because you don't have food at home? Is it because, are you trying to manage, are you trying to have food ready for the week? Like what?
You dare approach me and your footwear is not in. I hate that. And I will stare your footwear down until you leave.
So another deep sea dive into the UK dating market. The UK dating treadmill that we all want to get off. Welcome back. I hope you're ready.
I hate to generalize, but I'm just going to warn other people so that at least they're aware. But be very aware of 30 to 40-year-old men when it comes to dating, because they are at a point now where all their boys are starting to get into like serious relationships. They're starting to get married, and they will get to a point where they're like, oh shit, like I need to do the same. They need to start finding somebody who's going to fit into their life, not necessarily because they want partnership, not necessarily because they want, you know, to actually be in a relationship because they probably enjoyed that single life, but because they're now thinking, I need validation from my male friends. I don't want to be the one left out, the only one unmarried. And it's usually at the 35 to 40 mark when they start panicking about that. And they're just looking for somebody, they don't care who it is really, they're just looking for somebody who will fit into their life perfectly. They don't want somebody who has their own opinions, they don't want somebody who has their own convictions, they want an easy life. I know this because this happened to me back when I was dating when I was like 25. This guy talking about how he, you know, oh, he's got a house, he's got the car, he's got a dog, you know, he's got everything. He's just noticed that he literally said, oh, his mates were all married. And immediately I was like, oh, so you're looking for somebody to fit into your life. And I know that he was doing this because he didn't really know me very well, but he was talking about how confident I was and how self-assured I was. I'm like, bitch, you don't know me. We've been on 3 dates. You do not know me. How could you possibly say those things about me? And that's a big red flag for me, when somebody starts saying things that I know that they could not possibly know, but I know that they're just paying lip service because they know that women like to hear, or they know that people like to hear it. They know that it's like, oh, somebody thinks that about me. It's almost like a test from them to see whether you'll take the bait, because they don't actually know that about you. They're just saying it because they know that it will, or they think that it will work. Instead of actually healing, instead of actually being a good person, instead of actually attracting somebody that they actually love and that they want to build a partnership with, they're looking for somebody who will not challenge them and who will be like amenable to them. It's always that age group. I don't know what it is. They have a fucking panic and they're like, I need a partner, I need a wife, this bitch will do. Be wise. Oh my God, these men are not smart.
Hattie Hyder. Hattie. Men saying nice things to you doesn't mean they are panicking and wanting to get into a relationship with you. Please stop giving girls the wrong advice. Yes, there will be a handful of men that fit into your description, but what you fail to realize is that men hit their peak at age 40. We have a different biological clock to you women. So if you want to talk about panic dating, I think you need to look a bit closer into your own gender. Because women between the ages of 28 and 38, the older a woman gets, the more chances of complications when it comes to pregnancy, which then leads to panic in your gender, not our gender. I've seen many women just get pregnant just because they've reached a certain age and they know it's going to be difficult later on, so they just find anybody, have a child, and then there you go. If I was you, Hattie, I would have a little rethink there.
This man most likely has 1 date maximum to make a strong impression. My mum was watching this TV show where some people were going on first dates, and the woman comes back from the date and she goes, yeah, it was nice, but I didn't quite feel it, so I'm not going to see him again. And my mum, who's in her 70s, said, well, it's only been one date.
Yeah.
Surely you need more time to get to know someone.
Yes,
She
that's
couldn't believe it.
Yeah.
Thing is, nowadays you have to hit the ground running.
Yeah.
Like, you have to hit the ground running. The man who's on the date in the restaurant and he feels a bit nervous. The woman, I don't know if she's going to feel nervous energy, but she's definitely not going to feel the warm, confident, seductive, playful, and she's judging him. And she's telling herself that, okay, well, if I'm not feeling this now, I'm never going to feel it.
So this clip from God Tired Dating, it's supposed to say. I don't know what that says. Out of all the clips you see on this channel, this clip speaks volumes to the entire Western world. If you still have grandparents or you still have elders around you, please listen and learn from them, because they haven't got the poison mindset that many of us have today in the modern world. The first date, some men can be a little bit nervous. There's nothing wrong with that. We're only human. But to then judge someone on the first date and then to go around and say, where have all the good ones gone? It's a bit ludicrous, don't you think? Sometimes a man can get caught off guard, if you know what I mean. I met this girl years ago off Hinge, and to me it was just another date, you know. I was expecting her to look not like she did. I was expecting her to not look like she did on the pictures, because that's how it normally goes. You always have to expect the worst. But when I got there, this girl was fire. This girl was 20 out of 20. And I tell no lie. I tell you no lie. My body started to overheat very quickly, and I got rushed straight into hospital. I'm only joking. Listen, I did start to get hot, and I just started to sweat, like uncontrollable sweat. I don't know where it came from, but obviously she could see that. And I felt stupid. I thought, why am I sweating for? I'm cool, I'm calm, but it's like I turned up and she was looking that hot. Like I forgot all my words. I forgot everything. It caught me off guard. But would the second date have been like that? You don't know until you go. But yeah, that was like 10 years ago. And if you was to see that girl now, you'd know what I'm talking about when I talk about biological clock. Say no more.
I actually hate being approached and a man's shoes is mashed up and popped down and ripped up and trashed out. Don't you dare approach me and your footwear is not... I hate that. And I will stare your footwear down until you leave. I will make it be known. Not verbally, but you will know that those shoes ain't it. Like, I just want people to know that the girlies look at shoes and teeth first before anything. We're looking in that mouth and we're looking at that feet.
Nays TV. Approaching women with dead footwear is a standard no-no. I agree with you there, Nay. Or Nays TV, should I say. And men should understand this. But also understand it doesn't matter what footwear you're wearing really, because she may not like you anyway. And that's okay, you know. Not everyone's gonna like you. But I think if we all stop approaching women, I think if all men stop approaching women, then they will have to start approaching us. And at that point, we can then turn around and say, how dare you approach me when your lips, eyelashes, eyebrows are not even real? I'm only messing. Makes you think though.
Here's what my mum once told me. You give a girl inch, she will take the pitch. This is how you set boundaries without her losing interest. It needs to be part of your identity. It needs to be something that is easier for you to apply with everyone rather than just one person and then let everyone else walk all over you. So how I done it is I built this self-respect box, and I said, whoever I have to entertain to have a conversation would be a no. Sorry, this is where the line is drawn. I don't care who that person is. And at first it was difficult because I was always used to kind of like going the extra mile and doing things for people. But I learned over time that the people that respect you the most, or in order for you to have the most respect, you need to show people that you value not just your time, but your energy and whoever you allow into your space. So you actually developing that boundary set attracts people even more to you. And I didn't understand it at first because I was like, right, so now that I'm setting boundaries, it's like people want to come round. But when I was willing to do extra and more, no one wanted to be around me. Why is that? And it's because people are attracted to people that respect themselves. However, if it's something you haven't done from the start, you need to take whoever it is you're with on a journey. And the journey is you want to work on yourself. You want to improve. You want to meet them where they are and take them on the journey. And in that journey, they have the freedom to either stay or go. Some may go, but the people that stay will respect you because they understand that this is not something that is necessarily influenced by them. So you're not setting the boundary because they're disrespecting you. You're setting the boundaries because it's good for you. And that difference is the difference between someone reacting and thinking, oh, this is repulsive, to, oh, I can respect that. So how do you now make sure that that's something that stays in line? You want to get comfortable with saying no. You see, we're the sum of our habits. Our habits makes what we believe familiar. Oh, it's not me. It's not you because you don't do it consistently. If you're someone that doesn't go to the gym, for instance, it's because you don't go there consistently. If you go there consistently, then you're a gym person. Right? If you're someone that's consistently reliable, is because you deliver on the action that represents you. So your actions are represented by your habits. So change your habits in order to change your representation. Sometimes it's not gonna be the greatest thing, but listen, if you don't do this, people are gonna carry on walking all over you. Girls are gonna carry on disrespecting you, and you're just not gonna understand why. And this is why you're not setting the boundaries. You're not letting them know that you're not comfortable with whatever they're asking you to do. I hope this helps.
MC Doyle C. Another powerful message here. Self-respect, excuse me. Self-respect and respect in a relationship is something I laid out in my book. And it's something that helps me in life because I never get into dramas with women, ever. Because I don't even let it get that far. I have boundaries. I've had boundaries for a while. I know weak men, and I see what women do to them. I also know stronger men, and I see the difference. Self-respect to me is attractive. When I meet a girl who has self-respect, I notice it straight away. Women are not attracted to men who don't have self-respect long-term. Short-term, yeah. The only thing is it just seems like modern women they're unable to handle men that have boundaries. They would prefer to go for the simp, finesse the simp, and then turn around and say, where have all the good men gone? An example is a man with self-respect isn't going to let you finesse him on the first date or at any point.
How the f are you supposed to date in 2025? I literally meet one person I like every 2 or 3 years. They turn out to be emotionally unavailable or avoidant, even though they seem great at first, and then lose interest or go cold, and I'm left picking up the pieces of my little broken heart. It just feels like our generation is full of people who are broken and who want to be loved, but they're just not even capable of it. And when you put yourself out in the dating pool and you go on the apps, you're just dealing with lustfulness, lying, disrespect, ghosting, breadcrumbing, love bombing, and that perpetual cycle of meeting someone, they seem amazing at first, only for 2 or 3 months to go by and you find out you were dating their representative, and the real them is not going to show up for you in the way that they made out they would. Ultimately, dating and finding a life partner is out of our control, so all we can do is focus on ourselves. Some people just never find a life partner, and apparently 1 in 4 people are going to remain single for life now. Perhaps that's just my fate and I need to stop fighting it. Giving up on love and spending my life alone will be sad, don't get me wrong. I'm going to have to grieve the hopes and dreams I had for my life that involved a partner and a family. But at least I'll have peace and nobody messing me around.
Jenny for J. I think I've got that correct. I can hear the frustration. The frustration is real. I can hear it in her voice. And if you live in the UK, you can feel it in your soul. I've said before that you should never give up trying to find your match if you don't want to be single forever. Many will argue that, that's easier said than done. And I understand that. I don't know how to help the Western world. And I definitely don't know how to help the Western woman, because even if you go to a different country as a Western woman, the men there are not going to accept that Western mindset, that boss babe mindset, the Tex Games mindset, the entitled mindset. Men from other countries aren't going to accept that. And also in these other countries, women don't have the laws that protect them like they do in the West. So it's not easy for a woman to just get her passport and just go and find love in a different country. I'm not saying it can't happen. Of course it can happen. But not as easily as a man can do it. For men, your passport may be your only savior. There's millions of people on the planet that you have yet to meet. You may have to learn another language, but all these things are you coming out of your comfort zone, because in your comfort zone, you don't find anything. You're hoping to find the love of your life in your local pub, or in your city, or on your street, or at work. Sometimes that person's just not there. Because the way I see the UK, when you live in a country that is designed for you to be broke, stressed, cold, even if you do find a match, how are you supposed to be happy in a country like the UK? Even if you do find the love of your life. My question to you is, how many people in your age group do you know that are in a happy, loving relationship? A relationship that you could call a role model relationship. How many people do you know? If you're counting on two hands, then well done.
Hi, it's Mr. Reasoning. Listen, this is part 2 of a video I made earlier. The video immediately before this one is part 1. So if you ain't seen that one, go and watch it, because the story links up with this video, right? So let's get into part 2. We're gonna talk about, I was talking about this, my mixed race cousin's daughter, who is now very close with my daughter, even though they'd been apart for years, because it's like she's now finding herself. She's finding her roots, zipping up my boots, going back to my roots. She's finding her black self, and she is soaking it up like a sponge, which is causing problems in her house, especially with her mother. Her father, he don't really say much anyway. That's why he's the sellout. He don't really speak up for her. And I told him you need to speak up for your daughter to her mother, yeah? Now her mother has always told her daughter she's not black, right? Throughout her life, when she was getting problems in school. This is all coming from my daughter, who's now telling me a lot, because they're so close now. She's always, my cousin's daughter's always coming down from the Midlands in England, coming down hundreds of miles on the coach to be with my daughter, because they're like this now. And she is soaking up her black culture. So she's been telling my daughter a lot of stuff about her growing up. And one of the things was her mum kept telling her she's not black, even though she would be called names outside the house. Because what else? Because of how she'd come home from school. She'd come home from school and tell her parents about the teachers. Her dad would kind of say, all right, you just have to get through it. Where her mum would say, what's the problem? I don't see why there should be a problem. What are you doing? What are you doing? Yeah, always blaming it on the daughter. No matter what complaint the daughter had about how she was being treated at school, the mother always blamed the daughter and asked her, what are you doing? And the daughter would try to, she didn't understand why the teachers was picking on her, or why they would say certain things to her, or a certain attitude towards her. She didn't understand, and nobody was helping her. Her dad wasn't helping her. He was just saying, look, you just have to get through it. That was his help. Yeah, he wasn't explaining nothing or nothing. No help. And the mother was just denying everything that the daughter would come back with about how she's being treated. out there. Anyway, so it came to the point where puberty come in, right? And the girl started to grow into a woman. And there was these, I didn't know these things existed. Maybe me being a man, I don't know nothing about being a daughter of a mother. But the mother was jealous of her daughter and how she was growing. That to me, that's like, what? I didn't know mothers get jealous of their daughters' bodies. Are you serious? I can't. But yeah, apparently, the mother didn't like the way her daughter was growing. Now the mother is straight up, straight down. You know what I mean? She just not really got no hips. No, you know what I mean? She's just straight up, straight down white woman. I don't know what she looked like now because I ain't seen her for years, but I remember when a few times I did meet her when she was young, she was just straight up, straight down, little bottom, you know what I mean? White, stereotypical English white woman. That's what she was like. Where her daughter's body is completely different. Her daughter's body is African. Her daughter's got hips, thighs, bottom, nice shape. She's just got a nice, voluptuous, she's not fat. I'm not saying she's fat or not like that. She's just got shape. Coke bottle shape, yeah? That's what I'm talking about. And this started to bring microaggressions and jealousies from the mother. She would say negative things about her daughter, about her bottom, which started to embarrass the daughter, and the daughter would become conscious of her body because the mother would constantly have these quips about her shape, how she's never gonna find jeans or skirts that's gonna fit her nice. You know what I mean? Them kind of things. You'll never find anything. You're never gonna look nice in anything. So how do you think the daughter's gonna feel about that? And that is how self-hatred starts. Little things like that. That's how self-hatred starts. And I think that is why the daughter is so embraced being with us down here and being amongst black people and being with my daughter. She's embraced it so much because suddenly there's nothing to be ashamed about. She's seen other girls around her who look just like her body-wise. They may not look just like her face-wise, but body-wise, they look just like she does. And they embrace it. They have no trouble finding skirt. They have no trouble finding jeans. No trouble whatsoever. And they look good in them skirt and look good in them jeans. And so these are little things that to her are enlightening and reassuring to her, as this is me and I understand who I am and this is why I am as I am, and you cannot embarrass me because my body didn't grow like your body, or maybe you're just jealous that your body didn't grow like mine. Maybe that's the real thing what you're going on with, mother, that your body did not grow like my body. I didn't know mothers could be jealous of daughters. I really didn't know that. Another thing now is the daughter is embracing her hair. She's grown up, her hair was constantly straightened, constantly, all the time, until it got damaged, right? So now, she's learning about black hair and stuff. She's just leaving her hair alone and letting it grow, which is causing problems at home as well. She's not straightening it anymore. The hair, she wants it to heal because it's had years and years of damage through, I don't know what they were doing to straighten the hair and keep it so it looks more white than afro. So now she's just leaving her hair, and the kink is coming back into her hair, and she loves it. But the mother's like, what? Why are you letting your hair grow like that? Why are you doing that? Why don't you don't look nice? You're not looking nice. You used to look nice. You're not And her daughter tried to explain, Mum, it's been too much for too long. My hair needs to be natural and let it get its strength back. I can't keep straightening it for the rest of my life. I'll have no hair left. That's what she tried to explain to her mum, but her mum isn't getting it. She's not getting it. Boy, this sounds, I don't know if this is normal or is this just a one-off. You tell me, is this just a one-off?
So I'm going to say this one is a video from Q Productions. I can't even pronounce the first name. And this video was long. I had to stop it before it finished because it's about 10 minutes long. So any mixed race girl watching this, I'd like to hear from you if this has been your experience growing up, because this is hard. This is hard to hear. It's sad on every level. It's a type of story that just stays on your mind for days. Stays on my mind for days. Black men. If you know a black man in this position, you need to send him this video and tell him to watch till the end. This can't continue. I'm not going to blame the white woman because she doesn't understand what it's like to be viewed as black. Fair enough, a mixed race person technically isn't full black, but in the society that we live, they are classed as black. All my attention is on you though, brother. These sort of black men are worse than roadmen. Seriously. Not every black man that has children with a white woman is like this before you all start throwing your darts. But these type of behaviours are not rare in the north of England. Trust me. I know certain black men in Liverpool that have never even been with a black woman. But that's a whole different conversation. I'm not going to divert. If you're having kids with another race, doesn't matter what race you are, both parents need to understand and look into the effects that their children are going to have and the children are going to face. You can't just have kids and just leave them to figure out the world on their own. This is why there's a majority of men that say they don't date mixed race girls because of the upbringings that they have. I can imagine a lot of mixed race people go through this. I'm not mixed race myself, so I don't know, but this was definitely a powerful story. And if you're a black man in this position, you need to wake up because it's all on you. Trust me.
I can't do this anymore. Tell me right, I gave this boy my snap on Sunday. He asked for it. First thing he asked for, red flag. Not my number, not Instagram, not FaceB, not even LinkedIn. My snap, red fucking flag. Anyway, he messages me on Sunday night. It's nearly midnight, so I'm half asleep. And he's like, hey, you're right. I'm like, yeah, not bad. How are you? I fall asleep. Standard. And then wake up in the morning and my poor little eyes, the first thing I seen at 8 AM on a Monday was his dick. Why are you sending... There was no conversation. I asked you how you was. I didn't ask how your penis was. And then he's just sent me another one today at 10 AM an hour ago. Why are you hard wanking yourself off at 10 AM on a Tuesday? Why are you not in work? There's nothing worse than an unsolicited dick pic. Don't send me them. Just don't. It was... My eyes. They need bleaching.
Kira Jade. You get what you put out or put in is something that I've heard over the years. And this is a prime example why. She knew already that him asking for her snap only was a red flag. But she ignored that and she continued. The picture that she received was due to her ignoring the red flag. The difference between real chat and Snapchat. Don't be a lemon. Case closed.
Nah, at this point, I just want to know if I'm a trick. Or if some of you girls just don't have food at home. Like, you just don't get fed at home. Because I was on a date the other day. Very small, 5'2" girl. You could tell that max she's going to eat is maybe 2 chips and say, I'm full. Me, I'm a big man. I like to eat. Bring all the protein. I want to eat everything because I want to stay. I know my limits. But the girl was, oh, can I have this starter and also this starter? Let me get 2 of these mains. I want to try this one. I want to try. So ordered the most, ordered everything. And I'm looking like, you're not going to finish this. Like, I know you're not going to finish this because even me, big man like me, I can't even finish it. And now you've ordered the most exotic drink. She's ordered the most exotic drink with a cocktail next to it and water. Which one do you want? Do you want water or the juice? Like, and now we're 5 minutes into eating. Oh my God, I'm full. Can I get a takeaway, please? Is it because you don't have food at home? Is it because, are you trying to manage? Are you trying to have food ready for the week? Like, what? Why do girls do this? Is it on purpose? Are you just trying to stack up for the week? Like you know you're not going to finish that. Me and you know you're not going to finish that. Why did you order so much? Maybe I'm just a trick. I don't know.
Moses London. Some of you need to eat before you leave the house, trust me, because dating in London is not a joke. I say that after the one date that I had in London and the experience that I'll never forget. I met this girl in the shop, told her that I wasn't from the ends, you know, I'm just down here doing a bit of shopping. And I just turned around and said to her, you know, so regarding our first date, you know, I think we should just take that now, seeing as you're not doing much and you're looking the part. So she said, yeah, okay. Wait, you're going to take me to Hakkasan in Mayfair? Obviously, I'm not from the area, so I'm like, yeah, okay. Well, is it nice? Let's go. So obviously, when we arrived, I thought to myself, WTF, what have I done here? If you know this place, you know this place ain't cheap, yeah? So we made our way in, we sat down, we had some food, and we was actually having a good time. And at that point, I told her that, you know, I'm glad she came and I like her fit, you know, etc. She cut me off right there and said, hold on, let me just tell you something, Leighton. I just want to let you know that I don't give it up on the first night. Jesus Christ. I don't want this relationship to be based off just sex. I want you to respect me as a woman. Plus, I've got a lot going on in my life right now. And I wouldn't want to have sex with you on the first date and then you just leave and then me never see you again, if you get what I mean. So I'm thinking, how is this girl even thinking like that, bro? I never said nothing about shopping or anything like that. But you know, about 30 seconds after she said that, the woman arrived with the bill. Now, when I looked at the bill, it was about £170, and I'm thinking like, what? All I had was like a grilled sea bass and some water. So I just said to her, look, I'm gonna put £40 on the bill, and obviously, you know, before I could even stop speaking, yeah, she was like, what? Are you taking that? She was switched on me, obviously. Talking about, are you effing joking? You're the one that asked me to come out. Brother, I cut her off right there. And I said, hold on. Let me just tell you something there, Danielle. I don't pay on the first date. I don't want this relationship to be based off me just paying, you see. I want you to respect me as a man. Plus, I've got a lot going on in my life. And I wouldn't want to pay for this date now and then never see you again, if you get what I mean.
Like, I saw one guy on TikTok, yeah. He was at a party. He had a table with like his boys and some girls that came over. And the girls were like a group of friends or whatever.
I saw this one.
Did you see this?
Yeah.
And then he was chatting to one of the girls. And then the girl must have like spoken to her friend, and her friend like whispered something to her ear, and then she came back to him and was like, oh, like, you used to chat to my friend. And then he was like, did I? Like, I don't remember. So then her whole demeanor changed, and she was like, she didn't want to have anything to do with him again after that. He went back the next day and went to go and check what the talking was. It was literally all of what, like, she sent one sentence. He sent one sentence, like a response to her story. She sent one sentence, and then that was literally it. Like, I think amongst, if we aggregate the words of like the two it was like 7 words. And then it was kind of like, oh, now because back then, like, you didn't reply to his last message or whatever, but now because you can see that he's moving to your friend and your friend is feeling it, all of a sudden you're like, oh, I used to chat to him. You're trying to like, do you know what I'm trying to say? But my thing is like, if you had it doesn't even necessarily have to be emotional intelligence, but if you knew you were feeling him, you should have just stood on business then. Like, why is it now that you have to watch him move to your friend and your friend is actually on it, that you have to now
that's possessive
destroy
behavior.
the whole
Yeah,
thing?
that's possessive behavior for sure. Some girls are really like that.
That's what I'm trying to say.
That's possessive.
Oh yeah,
It's
I
like,
chat to him.
No, you did not.
This little clip here from the Uncut podcast. The cock block technique women use, you know, they've been using that method for decades. But as a man, I'm intrigued to know, how would you act if a girl that you dissed started moving to your friend and your friend liked her? Would you try and block her or him? Would you tell your boy lies to try and, you know, mess up that situation? Or would you just be easy and let your boy do what he's doing? I'm intrigued to know your thoughts, because I've said this for a while now. Love is an emotion that clouds logic and a reason. Don't be a lemon. Until next time. Peace.
She's got me thinking. do, all the things I do. She's working undercover, but so am I. And that's your baby mama, she ain't even mine.
I've never had to go anywhere, cause she's got what I need, my undercover lover. I saw potential in another brother's baby mother. You're judging me, but you don't.